time when everyone starts losing interest in their New Year's resolutions. But if your resolution was to get organized, never fear, because today I have some ideas on how to dress up some plain looking storage containers into some really cute storage containers. So we're going to start with an oatmeal container, a photo box, and a kid's beach bucket, and I'm gonna go with a black, white, and gold theme, but of course you can use any color scheme that you want. These large oatmeal containers are so great because they hold so much stuff, and oatmeal is a really cheap and healthy breakfast, so if you're like me, you'll just collect a million of them. So I'm going to cover mine in black and white stripes. So I pulled out some black and white cardstock, and I just measured the height of the container onto one piece of black paper and cut it out. And then I did the same for a second piece of black paper so that they would fully cover the container. Now for this project, you're going to need a lot of double-sided tape. So make sure that you have a full roll. Cover the outline of one piece of the black paper with double-sided tape and then press it onto the container. And then do the same with the other piece of paper so that the container is fully black. Now to make stripes, I cut out stripes that were the width of my ruler from white cardstock. I needed two pieces of paper to go around the entire container, so I just taped them together with double-sided tape and then trimmed off any excess tape. And then I added a piece of tape to one end as well as in the middle. And then I just pressed the middle onto the container and pulled the two ends around to make a white stripe. I repeated this 2 more times, and then for the final stripe I had to cut it down to fit the height of the container. But then I could just use the bottom of the container as a guide, and I just pressed it on there. And there you go, a graphic striped storage container. Pro tip, make sure you line up one side of the seams so that it looks extra neat. But now the outside looks so cool, but the inside is kinda boring. So I cut down some cardstock that would fit inside the container, and I covered it with double-sided tape. And then I took this gold foil wrapping paper and used it to cover the cardstock. It's not perfect, but since it's only going in the inside of the container, that's fine. I taped the excess wrapping paper over the edge of the paper, and then I just rolled it up and put it inside the container. And now we have a storage container that's a graphic black and white pattern on the outside and a shiny gold party on the inside. I'm going to use it to hold my washi tape since my collection kind of outgrew the bucket I was using, and now it's a perfect fit. So now let's take a look at this black photo box, which was actually sent to my P.O. box by Kaya, as well as a bunch of other art supplies, so thank you so much, Kaya. I'm actually going to use this one to hold my tea bags, but I still want to go with the black and gold theme. So I took this glittery gold scrapbook paper and traced the box onto it and then cut it out. But since I was tracing the outside of the box, it's a little too big to fit inside, so I just kept trimming it down little by little until it fit inside perfectly. However, since I'm putting tea in the box, I don't really want to get glitter mixed in with my drink, so to make sure that the glitter doesn't come off the paper, I just gave it a thin coat of Mod Podge. Once it was dry, I just put a little more double-sided tape on the bottom and stuck it into the box. But for the top of the box, I wanted to continue with the tea theme, so I pulled up an image of a teacup on my iPad and lightly traced it onto computer paper. Then I went over the outline again to get a really nicely defined shape and cut it out to make a pattern. I traced the pattern onto the back of the gold cardstock and cut it out. So I ended up with this really cute gold teacup along with a small piece of cardstock that I cut to look like a tea bag. So now to attach it to the top of the box, I just cut a small piece of thread to tape onto both of them, and then I just used double-sided tape to tape the whole thing to the top of the box. So now I can just fill it up and feel super fancy every time I want a cup of tea. And finally, the beach bucket. It started out as this really bright yellow and blue, so the first step was to take it outside and spray paint it gold. After that, I took some sticker paper, which you can get online or at any office supply store, and I used a paper punch to punch out a whole bunch of circles. And then, one by one, I just removed the backing and pressed them onto the bucket to make polka dots. And then to really make it pop, I painted the handle black using acrylic paint. And once I let the paint dry overnight, I could just fill it up with all of my small rolls of ribbon. So I hope you guys liked this DIY idea on how to bring boring storage containers back to life with a brand new color scheme. Let me know in the comments which one was your favorite, or if you have any other ideas on ways you could decorate them. So thank you guys so much for watching HGTV Handmade. If you want to watch another organizing video, Marianne did a video video recently about how to organize a vanity. There's so many good ideas in that video, so make sure to press like and subscribe, and I will see you all next week. Bye everyone!